Greetings, viewers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Business in Africa here on African Renaissance TV Network with me, Mohamed M. Sediba. It's the 10th episode, and then I'm glad to take you through this journey, from the first episode now to the 10th episode. With me here in the studio, I have the founder and, of course, the CEO of Forward Enterprises, who will be taking us through the importance of graphics design in business development. We know that graphic design is an important aspect of our living as far as art is concerned and also business. Welcome to Business in Africa, Mr. Usman.
Thank you, Mr. Sediba. It's a pleasure joining you here. Thank you also to the entire Africa Renaissance TV. It's a pleasure, honestly, to appear on this show, and I hope you'll do justice to the topic.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. With your vast experience as far as computer is concerned, entrepreneurship, and of course, graphic design, we will be discussing on some of the importance of graphic design, as far as business development is concerned. Like Business in Africa, as a program, is mainly focused on how to help entrepreneurs boost their businesses and also how to encourage and inspire other younger generation to venture into business. So now we will try to make a base for our discussion, by going through your academic journey, and then we can start from there. Can you take us through your background as far as academic is concerned?
Thank you so much. Actually, I am Usman M. Jai, as he rightly said, the founder and CEO of Ford Enterprises. At Ford Enterprises, even though that's not the question for now, we believe in supplementing people's effort in nation building, not to maximize profit only. To us, we believe that design and printing should be at the center of every business and every development. As such, it is part of what I've learned. I studied graphic design and printing from Bow Art Design and Printing Palace. Thanks to our boss, Bayamo, for doing an excellent job in raising us into fine graphic designers and printers. Equally, I have attended a lot of online courses to better help get the certificates in design and printing or branding generally. We've also have a background in project management. I'm a certified project manager and have background in computer science and computer scientist, and right now also doing finance, Islamic banking and finance at Al Huda Center for Islamic Banking and Economics. Basically, that's it. I keep watching tutorials. I keep buying subscriptions to different contents that interest me, because I believe at the end of the day, we should be able to back our knowledge with relevant theory, not only the practical, but both the theory and the practice, so that we're able to explain, we're able to teach others. That's basically what we've been to India, we've been to Sudan, but we want to go to more countries, because in one way or the other, learning never stops. And one thing that I've learned from these Asian countries is that they have discipline. And when we apply that to our country and our businesses, we can achieve success. To me, discipline is just doing the right thing at the right time.
Most definitely.
And when you do that, success is bound to happen.
Well, that's a great journey from being a science student now, to computer science, then to the arts field, then also going back to the commerce field also. That's an interesting journey. Now, it's a good base to start with. But we will go into the meaning of graphic designing. What do you take as the graphic designing to mean?
Okay. For when we talk about design, some people think of it as arts. It has some elements of arts, but when we talk about graphic design, is art of communicating effectively with the use of words, typography, other medias like videos, audios. But the basic essence of graphic design is to take the principles and elements of design to convey messages in a clear and impactful manner. That's graphic design.
Well, graphic design in all forms, are meant to communicate information to the public. Now, we will focus on the importance of graphic design, as a field when it comes to business. How important is this area as far as business is concerned?
The importance of graphic design in business cannot be overemphasized, for the simple fact that business has three components that drives it. The team running the business, the investors, and equally the clients that you are serving.
Sure.
For all of these three components, one thing is key, that's to communicate with clarity. Let's take, for instance, the investors. You need a pitch deck. So graphic designers can help you create a pitch deck, a befitting pitch deck. Also, they may want to know about numbers. And then data becomes more engaging, more meaningful, more impactful when it is visualized. Because generally, more than 50% of let's say, the data consumption is better when it is visualized. Yes, compared to when it is on the text based. It's a little bit boring. Come up with a presentation to present about a particular topic, particular strategy, and all that.
And even the organogram.
Thank you, the organogram. Then all those other graphs that can help the team better understand their mission and achieve it is also one component. Let's come to the third component, that's the client or the customers. Actually, the entire setup is basically to serve them. And then they need to be they need to know the available options, because options comes before choice. Then generally also they should be able to know what can your product do for them. It's about solving problem. Now, all of these can be made easier with the help of graphic design in the forms of, let's say, business cards when you meet clients. Imagine, let's say, at a very busy road or this, you cannot call out or read out your number, but you can just flip your card and then that's it. Something can start from there. Another thing is brochures, flyers, and also with the advent of social media in this age, let's say, social media marketing becomes very handy in getting the customers, reaching them, because people can scroll, yes, but when you have a very eye-catching let's say design, they may pause or slow down and then get to, because unless you get their attention, you will not be able to sell your services. So to me, graphic design can help in all those three aspects. But let's say, when you talk about the growth itself, for me, I believe graphic design cannot be left behind.
So
yes,
graphic design is that important as far as business improvement is concerned. But then, in most cases, when you talk about graphic design in business, most people will only align with marketing. Is there any other areas? We've mentioned about the organogram and all that. Is there any other areas specifically where businesses can use graphic design? Aside from marketing, the organogram and all that.
Yes, as mentioned earlier on, they can use graphic design, let's say, in their reports, annual reports, presenting figures to maybe stakeholders or let's say, investors and partners. Equally, let's say, it can be used for workshops and training. Let's say, for instance, at this African Renaissance TV network, you have interns, you can be able to use graphic design to help them catch up. Yes. Now, aside from marketing, I believe is one component. Graphic design can be used in a whole lot of ways. One being, let's say, the branding.
Branding, that's very important.
Thank you. The branding, the visual identity, because it serves the purpose of marketing, but also the look and feel of that place comes into, let's say, a perfect synchronization of your beliefs and ideas, and we can use graphic design to put that.
Like you mentioned earlier, graphic design starts from since the concept of the ideas. When you conceive the idea to establish a business, then you have to paint it down to a business plan. So from there, the graphic design comes into play from where you develop your business plan up to the the time that you will be
The logo.
marketing. So the time you will be marketing your businesses. So of course now we will show a little bit. You are an entrepreneur. You have been in entrepreneurship for almost 5 years now. Now can you take us through what it takes to be an entrepreneur?
Thank you. I would really love to answer that. Basically, most people have this misconception that entrepreneurship equals business ownership. And I came to know about it when I followed that man, Vushi. And that's when I realized that entrepreneurship is actually different from business ownership. To him, the simple differentiator is that if you cannot be away from your business for 1 month or so without actually risking the business failing, then you're not yet an entrepreneur. Now, to put it in simple terms, what it takes to be an entrepreneur is willingness to serve people, willingness to solve problems of people. Now, when you solve these problems, there should be sustainability, meaning even if you're not there, it should continue to strive. And what happens, let's say, that is, even if you're not around, someone else should be able to do it. Meaning that solution should be replicable, should be reproducible, should be so detailed that the problem comes out to solve will be solved. Yes, but basically entrepreneurship is a little bit a lone field, a very hard field, but it takes that willingness to continue. And there are a lot of risk factors, or let's say hardships and challenges, but with that willingness, that determination,
you'll be able to overcome. And that's quite interesting, And then, I think, one thing you've mentioned that is to be able to solve a problem. I think, I believe every entrepreneur is born when there is a problem. You cannot establish a business, on something that is not a problem in the society. That's very important. You've made mention of the sustainability aspect of it, which is very vital. I think we will talk about the sustainability when we come back from this. We will take our first commercial break. Then when we come back, we continue it from there. Welcome back from the short commercials. If you are just joining us, this is Business in Africa here on Africa Renaissance TV Network with me, Mohammed M. Sediba. Well, like I said earlier, my guest here today is Usman M. Jai, of course, the founder and CEO of Forward Enterprises. We're discussing about the importance of graphic design and also, some of the, the other necessities that we need to know before venturing into business. So, MJ, welcome back from that short commercials.
Thank you, Mr. Sediba.
Yes. Now, you've mentioned, before we go to break, you've mentioned about, what it takes to be a businessman, of course, an entrepreneur. And then, you've made mention of an important thing that is to solve a problem, and it needs to be sustainable. Now, most businesses, something I've realized in the Gambia is most business, they start for a short run and then they collapse, or their operations end. So, what are some of the things that you think are the issues that are affecting business that are making them not sustainable enough to be in operation for a longer period of time? And then how we can avoid that?
Thank you so much. To me, what I believe is the reason for, or amongst the reason for businesses not continuing, like not being sustained, first comes to the planning. Because when you set out to do anything, you must plan it. You must be willing, you must be determined. But generally, you must have the people you serve at heart. Now, people venture into business for the wrong reasons. One can be, for example, someone is doing it. You've seen that they're having success and you also want to do it. Forgetting about the know-how, forgetting about the machinery, but forgetting about also whether there is need for that market. That is one. The other thing also is sometimes lack of finance. For example, some people may want to scale their business at a very rapid speed, but the finances wouldn't be there.
Sure.
Now, if such a person doesn't have the creativity or the luck, yes, it plays an important part to get the finances, they may feel like it's not their calling, they should leave. And also, some other people is the attitude towards service delivery. That is, we must be able to deliver as promised.
Sure.
One technique we use at Ford Enterprises is that we always under-promise. Suppose we are able to deliver.
Over-deliver.
Yes, thank you. We are able to deliver in the next 3 days. We will tell you in the next 1 week. That way, we are able to, let's say, solve any unexpected circumstances, be it lack of electricity or the unavailability of certain raw materials you may need. Now, in a nutshell, the factors are many that leads to businesses not being sustainable. I am not aware of any research that's been done, but based on my opinion and also the experience in this field, I know that for some people it's the planning, they failed from the planning stage. For others it's finance, others it's attitude towards service delivery. Because you cannot take people's money, sit on it, and not deliver as time was expected.
So that's very important. That's quite very important that you've mentioned. Service delivery is something that that is affecting a lot of business. And then another misconception that people have when they are entering the business, like you said in the planning, they have the mindset that when you enter in business today, you have to be rich in the next 3 months. That business when you start, not knowing that it's a difficult journey.
It has stages, just like let's say a newborn baby. It has stages. It has the advanced stage, ideation stage, let's say startup stage. It has stages.
It grows like a human being.
So. Thank you. That's it. For every stage, there are some challenges. Now, the next stage that you enter into will present to you also new challenges. Sometimes even bigger than the ones that you've solved. But 2 things that can help you maneuver it is to have coaches and mentors. That's what we don't do here.
Sure.
I always preach to people that a single tree cannot be called a forest. No matter how big it is, it can only be called a big tree. That is, I even sometimes give them examples that even the best players,
they need a team behind.
Yes, they have, let's say, coaches, trainers, managers, even the artists.
Sure.
So who are we as businesses or business owners not to have mentors and let's say coaches? It's impossible. Now, I do tell people also that you may not need the physical person. You can read books because it is through books that knowledge of thousands of years are being transcended and, let's say, served to us, and then we can benefit from it. You can have mentors, read books, listen to podcasts, follow people, ask the right questions, because you can also ask the wrong questions, but always seek the right answers.
The right answers, most definitely.
Yes.
You can ask the wrong questions and seek for the right answers. That's very important.
And the answer can come from anybody.
So
yes.
So that's really important. You can learn from so many places. In this era of technology, and social media, you can learn. Even at your home, you can learn at everywhere. Now, we don't want to stay or revolve around one thing. I know the discussion is going very nice. Now, it's very important whenever I invite a businessman, I would want you to give us your inspiration of starting your business, so that it can serve as an inspiration for others, that are listening. So, you considering your academic journey, you have been to, at least 2 countries that I've known of, for studies, to Sudan and of course to India. Now, you've studied computer science, in the Gambia, and also you went to, South Sudan and India too. Now, considering your academic journey, then you came back, to be an entrepreneur. What is your inspiration, to start a business?
Thank you. Actually, I started business prior to going to Sudan. It was actually North Sudan, Khartoum, at the Jamia Africa E10, that is the Africa International University. And prior to going to India, also at the Pune Savitri Bai University.
Sure.
Okay. Now, back in 2015, when I graduated at Nusrat, started Fort Art Design and Printing Palace with my brother, Baukar Njai. And he's currently the CEO and MD at the MD rather at Ford Art is organized, and we operate in Ford Enterprises. Now, what motivated us to start it is that we realized where we were at Suntralaji by then. If you want to photocopy birth certificate, if you want to take a passport size, if you want to do any transaction, sometimes it takes you to you have to go to Serakunda, Larakunda, or another place to get it. We feel that is a constraint to our society. Now we thought that with our background in graphic design and IT, how about we set up a printing place to serve the needs of people? Also, when I pass by shops and other businesses, sometimes I see poor logos, poor signboards, and poor infographics. We believe that the only way we can solve this is by coming into the system. Possibly they want to do it, but they want to have better graphics, but they don't know who to go to. Now, when we come, we are able to present another option to them, and those who choose us really know that yes, we've been solving their problems when it comes to design and printing. One other motivation is that actually some people will ask me, you are a science student, you are this, you are that, you are that. I even taught physics, I taught mathematics and all that. Yes, what motivates you to come to the arts field or graphic design? My answer is simple. At the end of the day, what matters is to be of help to society. That's it. That's what motivated us. It's not to maximize profit only, but to supplement people's effort in nation. Yes, that's what
that's really important. It's quite important that you mentioned, it's a constraint in your society that motivated you to venture in a business. Like, during that discussion, you made mention of, being, to solve a problem is very important, as an entrepreneur. So now, obviously there will be challenges, as a business, as an individual. What are some of those challenges you face, at the early stage of Forward Enterprises? I can say Forward Art because that's the first name. So, what are some of the challenges you face, and then, how were you able to tackle them?
Okay, the challenges were many. One is financial management. That was and is a problem to many businesses. For the simple fact that, let's say, we have a family background that is not able to provide for its own. And when we started having money, then there are a lot of responsibilities that we need to take care of. Forgetting at one point that this business also needs to survive. So we didn't separate the business from our personal use.
I think that will be, it will also lead to something that I'm very much passionate about. That is record keeping. Most businesses, I think, most business, they fail as far as record keeping is concerned in Africa. We don't keep records of our activities most of the time. What do you think about it?
Yes, that's it. Because at one point we don't see the relevance. But for those who know about the importance of investment, will tell you that record keeping will prepare your business. It will make it investor ready. Because investors look at numbers. Even, let's say, banks, when they want to give you any facility, loan facility, they may want to also know your bookkeeping, what's your earning capabilities and all that. Because this bank, you can be banking with them, but you may also be banking with other banks. Now, they may not only look at your turnover with them only, but they want to know your financial discipline or how you're recording. Now, also it helps you as the owner or as the owners, because you'll be able to sit and look back and see how much you've made, how much you've spent, and then you'll be able to know whether you're growing or not. If you're not growing, as I tell people, that if the mission seems, let's say, or if the dream seems inachievable, how to get on this, change the method, not the mission.
Yeah. So
yes, But when we keep repeating the same method and expecting different results, it's essentially insanity. That's what I tell people, that I don't advise people to not to give up, but give up only when giving up is the best option.
Yes, most definitely.
Great. Now, coming back to the constraints we face, when we realize that yes, we are not financially disciplined and we don't have a background to help us. My brother,
Manage the finance.
yes, who studied commerce, I tasked him with managing the place, and he did an excellent job. What we did at first, or sometimes when I go and teach at Newsat or have my private classes, at the end of the month, I'll take that money, go and buy whatever materials we need and bring it. So I'll tell him, okay, every other day, let's keep 200 aside so that I can provide laptop for you. We did that until we were able to buy a laptop for him. And that's how we kept doing. And that comes down to what we call mindset. Because when I wanted to open that business first, I talked with one lady, Marat Aldraham, the founder of Startup Gambia.
Okay.
Yes, at Radville Farm there. She is really a very, very, very great woman. And I talked to her, I asked her that I wanted help to start this. She told me, Usman, we taught you how to make soap. We taught you how to make micro gardening, grow mint, this nana on, let's say, granite shells and all that. We taught you how to make body butter and all that. How about you do that? Then from your sales and all this, you save to buy paints, brushes and all that. I didn't do it, but it changed my entire mentality. That whatever I want, I know that I can achieve it. Because the world revolves around one factor, that is multiplication. That if I want 10, let me get 1. Try to multiply it by another factor to get 2, 3, 4, 5 until I'm able to get it.
Sure.
That's what we
And
did.
then it's gradual.
We started with one computer, one printer. It was a broken printer. We bought it, I could remember, for 500. But I fixed it myself. I know I could fix it. We continued until now we have printers, we have offices, we have staff, we have everything.
That's great. I think this is the essence of business in Africa. You know, I think it will serve as an inspiration to many young people that are watching us today here. And then, you know, now we talk about the past. Now, you know, what are the prospects? What are you looking at in the next 5-10 years to come as far as Forward Art and Forward Enterprises are concerned?
Wonderful. We hope we will be able to continue serving our clients. We believe you'll be able to continue inspiring people to take action. Because as we said about the laws of motion, a body will remain at rest until it is pushed or affected by an external force. We believe you'll be that external force to inspire people to take action. We believe you will be able to continue training people, graphics designing, business management, sales and marketing. And we believe you'll be able to build a reputation that in the very near future and the long run, we will scale to employ hundreds of Gambians because it's a huge industry. And also this, let's say, idea of, let's say, owning a business, running a business, we want it to be available to everyone, because everyone can achieve, but with a caution that let people network. Yes, as I said earlier, a single tree cannot be called a forest. If every party, Samba and Usman, want to own their own business, when we could have collaborated and network and all that, I believe our growth would have been faster.
Well, network is that important. Like, you know, the word of proverb will say, you know, a human being is the medicine for a human being.
Yes.
You know, that's very important. We have to network to be able to progress as a nation and as a people. You know, the discussion is really very interesting. And then, I think I would not want to cut the discussion, but then, you know, for the constraint of time, we will have to shorten it now. So now, before we go into, you know, to the last part, I will, you know, what advice do you have for the young entrepreneurs? And then, you know, maybe you can end with, you know, some of the products that you have, and then, you know, the location of your business and all that. But then, you know, let's start with the advice you have for those who wants to venture into entrepreneurship.
Thank you. For those who want, I usually tell people that utility is satisfaction, but knowledge comes first. Let them seek know-how. Let them plan out. Because when you don't plan, let's say for example, you want to just start business and later scale it, it's like just putting a fence and want to change the shape later. You have to plan it from the initial stage. That's it.
Before you build a foundation, you have to to plan how to the house that you want in the future.
Excellent. They should be able to visualize it, see how it should move, and then stick to that plan unless and until it is necessary to change it. And equally, let people not have very, very, very high dreams. Because I do tell people that, let's say, the small things in life are the best. Because, let's say, the entire human beings is just cells, accumulation of cells, multiplications and divisions until we reach here. Let's say this studio we're in, this beautiful studio, so started with block, a brick. Those bricks compounded. There's a book called The Compound Effect. And then when young entrepreneurs or people of any age, because everyone can be an entrepreneur, even if you are 100 years old, you can be able to solve a problem. That is, let them think small. I mean, like, not to have that big heart, because when you're waiting to start, you will never start. You need 100,000, you have 10,000, start, multiply it until you reach 10,000. But let the interest be to serve people, not to maximize profit.
That's a great advice. Let the interest be to serve people. Now let's have the products that Forward Enterprises have, and then we know, and then the location, where people can locate Forward Enterprises.
Generally, we offer graphics design, all aspects of graphic design, and t-shirt printing. We equally build websites for businesses and help them create and maintain their social media handles. We advise people also on how to leverage social media to generate more clients as well as to retain them. We also help people to better understand what is marketing, because there's a difference between sales and marketing. Sales is transactional, getting the money instantly. But for marketing, it's long term. That you can market, put that image out there, put the ideas and the feeling attached to your brand, and then achieve success. So we also do signboards, billboards, car branding, car wrapping, and all that. And beyond that, we also train people. We are not accredited. We are doing it in the form of seminars, workshops, and also internships and apprenticeship. That's how we are operating. We are at Willingara, Nema Johnson, and Ford Art is at Sunju Alani Costa Road. Ford Art, when you call 3800-462, you will get Mamkar. He's my brother, and at Ford Art, when you call 3451394, you will get us at Ford Enterprises, or 2968404. We are also available on TikTok. We are available also on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Sure, that's great. You can go on to follow them on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram at Forward Arts. It's great having you here, and then we are really thankful that you are able to come here and give us this inspirational information for our viewership. Thank you so much for being on the Business in Africa.
Welcome. Thank you too. Just a final word: if you can think it, we can ink it. Keep moving forward.
Think it, and then they will make it for you.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, this brings us to the end of today's episode. Well, it's the 10th episode, and then indeed, I believe this is a great one for you all here. Just to remind you, this is Business in Africa on Africa Renaissance TV. Just support us. You can support us in all forms by just subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook, and of course on all the social media platforms on Africa Renaissance TV network. And then I've been your host here with Usman MJ, the CEO of Forward Enterprise. See you again next time, and I am Mohammed Abshirwa.